All right, so you play here against Vogt.
Vogt, yeah. Vogt was
Lothar.
one of the best German grandmasters in the time. We knew each other very well. We played a lot of important tournaments together, Olympic Games, team tournaments like this, important international tournaments and so on. And that game was no exception. We were, good friends, but every game we played was crazy, like this one. You'll see. Yeah. It's a complete craziness, this game. You'll see. So he played this idea that Rosenthal played against me and Harlov and so on, the so-called Vzrechnikov variation with C3. And the game will be very complicated and very sharp, you see. So d5 I took with the queen, d4, of course, yes. d4, knight f6, bishop e3. I took in d4, he took with the pawn, knight c6, knight c3. And here I didn't play like against Rosenthal's queen d6. I played queen d8. Queen d8 is the most normal move here. Queen d8. Okay. But move order again, very important to see. a3, bishop e7, bishop d3. And now after bishop d3, b6 first, not castle. I told you before when we showed the game against Rosenthal. Again, the move order is very important. Why? Because if the bishop is in b6, it's very good. We have time to put the bishop on the diagonal. It's very important.
On b7.
So on b7, yes. Why? The small difference. Right? We show again the small difference. If you castle here instead of b6,
yes,
instead of b6,
castle.
Black castle now.
Yeah.
The difference now is here he can play queen c2. And after b6, knight e4, and white wins. Knight e4. e4. The other knight
yes.
in e4. We attack the knight from c6. If he takes now in e4 is lost, after bishop takes e4. If he plays bishop b7, we take in f6 with check, and then bishop takes h7 check, resigns in a few moves, you see.
Yeah.
So therefore, the move order is very important, of course. So you have to play b6 first. Okay, b6 is all right. b6, castle now. Bishop b7. Now is more or less all right. I mean, normal position. Bishop b7, queen e2. Castle. Okay, rook d1. Good. And after rook d1, well, this well known. Everybody played like this, the highest level, no? Okay, rook d1, rook e1, and now g6. Again, very important because now we stop the initiative on the king side for the moment, and we prepare later on the idea, classical one, knight f6 to d5, which gives counterplay for black in any position. Okay, so bishop h6, rook e8, and now, a little bit surprising, bishop b5. Now he gives you the move, threatening already later on if you don't do anything quickly. He wants to come later on with the knight in e5. You see, attacking twice, and you have some problems, many problems with black. So the move order, again, very important. So the best move, bishop f8. No?
Sorry.
What did I play here? Or knight d5? Knight d5. Knight d5. Okay, so he has to react. Knight d4. If he takes in d5, queen takes d5, black has no problems. So, okay, knight e4. And now, very good again, bishop f8. So he played queen d2, normal. No? Bishop g7 again. You don't let him with the queen in h6. If he arrives with the queen in h6, we are lost with black, you see.
Right, because
if you take, for instance, in f6, very big mistake. In h6, if you take, you are almost lost, or lost completely, because now the threat is knight g5, mate, you see.
Yeah.
So, of course, bishop g7 is good. If you have time to arrive with the king in g7, everything is protected, more or less, you see. So, right, so he played very well, knight e5. It seems that white has a very strong position now. But after rook f8, we have again, a very balanced position. White has a normal and it seems very good game, but black has counterplay in any position, because of this strong knight in d5. The knight from d5 holds the position, holds everything,
So the rook here was to protect.
Rook f8 is okay. the rook goes in f8 because he was pinned from b5, therefore goes away from that pin,
Okay.
And later on you have time to trade the strong knight from e5. And therefore the game will be more or less even all the time. Okay, so he plays knight g4. Again, he wants to attack, you see. Unfortunately, you don't have the move f5. If you play f5, you are lost here. If you play f5, it's very complicated, but probably lost for black. He has time to take in g7. You have to take in g7 with the king, and after queen h6 check, is very bad.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he has time to come with the other knight in g5, and it's finished. Positionally, it's finished for black. You see. So, okay, f5, big mistake. So now the best move, king h4. And from here, we have a very tactical position, very, very unclear who is better, So, okay, has to do something, has to take, no, of course, no. And now knight e5, because the knight was attacked in
from the
g4.
queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what can black do here? Black takes in e5, okay, and now, again, very active, knight f4. Again, you have to react very quickly with black, you see. Knight f4 is an excellent move. So queen e3. And now rook c2. Again, if you arrive a little bit more, it's okay. Black takes the initiative, So white has to react very quickly again, Hoping for a better endgame or a very active middle game. Queen g3, very strong move. Queen g3. Okay, so you have to take. Unfortunately, we have to take. So takes, and now you have to take a decision. Taking in e4 is very good. Rook takes e4. Until now, everything was perfect for both. Everybody played very well until now, you see. But again, it's move by move. Rook takes b2, and now, good move, bishop c4. So now you have to take a decision what to do. If you go to h5, yes, normal, you keep the pawn, but the knight is completely out of play, you see. And after knight h5, rook d7, white is clearly better. He attacks in e6, he attacks in i7. Strong initiative for white. Very unpleasant position because for many moves, the knight is completely out of play in h5. So here the best idea is to give back immediately the pawn. Knight d5. Okay. So he has time to take, takes through the rook. Now we look at the position. Who is better? Time trouble for both in here. Very unclear position, you see. Black plays the most active move, rook c8. Rook d7. I mean, he plays like in casino. All
or nothing.
All or nothing. So, rook d7. It seems excellent for white, you see.
Yeah.
So, rook c1 check, move by move. And now, big decision. We take the pawn. And we give the possibility to push, He plays immediately e6.
Yes.
It seems that white is almost winning here after e6. Yeah. But in reality, he has many problems. Here, probably, he has a small chance to make draw, white. Here, Excellent move, rook c2. The other rook in c2. As always, if you have two rooks, on the second rank, the threats are very unpleasant for white. It's almost decisive here, you see. So he was in very, very big time trouble, and he had to do something. And he decided to play again, all for nothing. And he played king h3, threatening e7. So now if you don't, one move is enough. If you don't move immediately, the best way, you are lost with black, you see.
But wasn't better to push directly?
If he pushes, we take in g2, we check. And now, if he goes to h1, he has a small hope to make draw, very small. Or if he goes to h3, we have the game from the actual game that we played. You said the king in h3.
I guess
and instead of e7, he played, we had this position in our game.
Yeah. So here he...
King h3, I played h5, and he played here e7, no?
Yes.
e7. Okay, and now after e7, rook takes g2. If he makes queen, mate in h2,
Yes.
If he gives check, knight e8 check, for instance, after king h6 is mate again.
Knight. Okay.
Nothing to do.
Yes.
Or we can play also king f8, attacking the knight, and then again, mad threats. But king h6 is better, is sure, mate. So, right, g4, the last hope, He saw it that it's mate, and he played the best move. And now we took with check, and now again, if he plays king h4, it's mate threat again after king h6, So what could he play here, He took in g4, of course. Rook takes g4. Rook takes g4, and now we have the end game. After rook e2, he's lost here. Nothing to do. It's no threat anymore to make queen, We defend it. And all endgames are better for black and finally winning, you see, because with two passed pawns, f and g, every endgame is won. Finally, we'll have this kind of position in our game later on. So he took the pawn in now a very good move, check in c3. Now again he played the only move, rook g3, because otherwise it's mate threat again, So he took, and now king f6, winning endgame. Now here white is lost, forced, because we come in a position with one pawn, a3, and rook and two pawns on the other side, which is, elementary winning for black, you see. So, okay, the rest of the game is very clear. So we took check, king g5, and here check, of course. Now we took the third rank, you see, king rook b3, and now it's clear. We come with the two pawns, you see. So now, okay, now he has to move something, rook a8 now, and now we have time to come with the king, you see. We come with the king, and then we push the two pawns, and it's finished. So a6, g5, a7, check again now, and g4, and he resigned, no?
Yes.
He resigned.
He resigned.
Here it's very clear, he loses every position. After g3, g2, and so on, king f3, everything wins, you see. So, but he doesn't have any move, this is the problem. If he plays, for instance, king f1, no? King f1, after king f3, again, Zugzwang. You have to move the king, because otherwise it's mate, you see.
Yeah.
So if you move the king, then f4, and the pawns push again, and very easy.
Yeah.
But the whole game was very unclear, very, very sharp, you see. I mean, in every position. Everything could happen in every position. And, of course, the highest level, very strong grandmaster, both of them, you see. And you have to demonstrate who is better in any position, you see.
Yeah.
Under pressure like this. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.